And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the Managing Director of the White House Council of Environmental Quality, Christy Goldfuss.
Good morning, everyone. It's so good to be back here at GW. In the video there, I did say to Kathleen, I'm wearing a similar jacket, but not exactly the same jacket as I was wearing when the video was made. But it is great to be back here talking about federal sustainability and really a portion of our portfolio that we are so excited to be in charge of at the Council on Environmental Quality. So I just want to say thank you to our partners here at GW. This is the third year we've done this. Both Kathleen and President Knapp are great partners and really allow us to bring this story to more federal employees and also beyond that so we can lead by example. Last week was historic for our planet, and I had the incredible opportunity to join President Obama on his trip to Tahoe and then Hawaii, and then last week I actually traveled with him to Midway Atoll, which was in the middle of the Pacific, and the week before he had designated the largest marine protected area on Earth, known as Papahanaumokuakea. We traveled there to Papahanaumokuakea in order to talk about this terrifying threat, the challenge of climate change. And President Obama was able to see firsthand how that threat of climate change makes protecting our natural resources more important than ever. And if you're curious about how this fits into his overall presidency in the 7 years that he's been working on this, the front page of the New York Times has pictures not only of that historic trip, and beautiful place, by the way, but also a broad look at how great this challenge is and how our president sees this challenge and some of what he wants to do beyond his presidency to make sure he continues the work in this area. Then, to top it all off, over the weekend, the United States and China took a major step forward in the global effort to combat climate change by joining the Paris Climate Agreement. In addition to bringing us one step closer to implementing our global climate goals, this action highlights U.S. leadership on tackling climate change, which is a big part of our federal sustainability work. Not only are we working to ensure that the United States is leading internationally, but we're also working to ensure that we're leading within the federal government. The federal government is large. If we can tackle some of these problems, we can teach others on the outside, both internationally then and even in the corporate world, how to do some things. Since it started in 2009, GreenGov has served as a resource and a catalyst for our federal family as we work to make government more sustainable. Throughout this time, the GreenGov program has strengthened and grown thanks to the drive and hard work of government employees and all of the passion around sustainability. So thank you for your work. Yesterday, we handed out the GreenGov Presidential Awards to leaders in the federal government who are going above and beyond to incorporate innovative sustainability and innovations. Every day, they work tirelessly to make a difference and ensure that the federal government is leading by example. One of the awardees, I just want to take a moment and talk about her, is doing incredible work in the federal government. Her name is Dr. Rose Grimes, winner of the Sustainability Hero Award, and she is just that. For nearly a decade, Dr. Grimes has been dedicated to focusing NASA's research and technology on sustainability and enhancing NASA's unique role looking towards our future. In her numerous leadership roles at NASA, she has worked internally to increase federal sustainability while also looking to the future of the planet and how we can optimize the use of water and non-renewable resources needed to sustain life. Using NASA satellites and data, she has evaluated the risk of sea level rise and extreme weather to NASA's 10 research centers across the country. And she's also worked to lead the way by incorporating cutting-edge space technologies on the ground to advance sustainability. For example, the same water recycling technology that is used on the International Space Station is now being used at one of NASA's LEED Platinum buildings to reduce water usage. And it's completely remarkable how much they've been able to reduce that usage. Within the federal government, and when it comes to leading by example, let me give you a few numbers. With 343,000 buildings, 630,000 fleet vehicles, and $438 billion in annual purchasing power, there are big opportunities for the government to operate more efficiently. And individuals like Dr. Grimes are doing just that and leading the way, doing extraordinary work across the entire administration to reduce emissions, increase clean energy use, conserve water, improve energy efficiency, and build climate resilience, which we know at the end of the day is an enormous problem that will save taxpayers dollars if we're able to build more resilience. Under President Obama's leadership, we've really taken unprecedented steps to lead by example in the federal government, investing in innovative and cost-effective initiatives to reduce carbon pollution. In addition to reducing annual greenhouse gas emissions by more than 17% over the past 8 years, we've nearly doubled the amount of clean energy used in federal facilities, increased the number of electric vehicles in the federal fleet over 50-fold, and saved almost 140 billion gallons of drinkable water. If you think of the catastrophic impacts of the drought in California and the West over the past 4 or 5 years, some of the challenges we're seeing when it comes to Flint and urban waters, these types of savings are the future as we talk more and more about climate change and the impacts on our country. Here in DC, the Smithsonian Institution has reduced water use at its museums and the National Zoo by close to 55% since 2007, exceeding the federal goal of just 26% by 2020. Reduced the water usage by 55% since 2007. It's really remarkable. Not only is this work critical to improving environmental, energy, and economic performance, but by working to combat climate change within the federal government, we are truly leading by example. And we're now starting to bring these practices to our international partners. Earlier this year, as part of the North American Leaders Summit, the Canadian government announced that it will join us in increasing the percentage of electricity they purchase from clean energy sources to 100% by 2025. Over the past 8 years, government agencies have taken big steps to invest in sustainability. And with just a few months left, we're still making progress. Just yesterday, the General Services Administration announced a new Green Check online tool to help agencies to make informed decisions about purchasing. The tool will help agencies find products and services that save money, reduce emissions, and increase sustainability. Easy visual tool to say, this is how you can increase your sustainability. But looking forward, there is so much more work to do to meet federal sustainability goals, like hitting our goal of a 40% reduction in federal greenhouse gas emissions by 2025. Through dialogues and symposiums just like this one today, we have had the opportunity to gather with federal sustainability officials, employees, industry partners to collaborate and lay down groundwork to get us all to our ultimate goal: a federal government that is leading the world in sustainable operations. We know that none of our accomplishments thus far have come easily, and today we salute the effort of the federal employees that they have taken every day to build the sustainability at the core of so many of your missions. On behalf of the administration, I thank you for participating in today's event. I think it will be a tremendous opportunity for all of you to share your ideas, share what you're learning. We have seen over these past 8 years that there is a question sometimes about how sustainability fits with your mission and where within your agency or your department is the best place for sustainability to fit. Is this just about environment? Is this about your bottom line? Is it about energy savings? How does it fit and how does it connect to your mission so you're able to not only be alone in driving sustainability, but bring others throughout your agencies and departments to lead along with you? So I hope you have a very, very productive conversation. I will not be here next year to welcome you, so I really want to thank GW again for this partnership and hope that it continues well beyond this administration, because it really is the key to making sure that as a federal government, we can take big steps forward and have other people follow us. Thank you and enjoy your time.